right, at this time, we're joined by Mardrekia Cook. Take questions for her in the chat.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Thanks for joining us. Our first question will come from Eli McCown at the State News.
Hi, Mardrekia. Just wondering how it feels for you in your senior season here to be back in the NCAA tournament.
Well, it feels great. You know, with last year and COVID and all the injuries we had, we missed out on even playing in the tournament or making it. We probably weren't going to make it most likely last year. So it just feels great, like with everything that's went on this year, to see your hard work paying off.
Our next question will go to Brian Calloway.
Hi, Mardrekia. I know you've been a part of a selection before. We did not have Coach Merchant in the room there.
I'm sorry, you were cutting out. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, I know you've been a part of a few selection shows before. How weird was it to not have Coach Merchant in the room with you guys?
It was very weird because we're used to like everyone being in the room, especially like someone who was so important as Coach Merchant. And, you know, we got the news that she was getting a PCR, so at least she's handling business. So we hope and pray to have her with us when we go down to San Antonio, but it was really weird. But we still celebrated. It was still a tremendous feeling to see our names, see us pop up there.
And also just how important is this, you know, for this team, especially with so many younger players, you know, they're playing roles on the court. How important is it, you know, to have this opportunity here?
It's super important. You want to see your hard work pay off. A lot of kids, especially with them being mostly juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, it is important that they get this feeling now so that when they're my age, it wouldn't be news to see your name up there. It could be like, you know, something they're used to. Like, you don't want it to be inconsistent. So I'm very happy, you know, that we made the tournament and that the young girls get to be a part of this because this is a great feeling. You know, a lot of people didn't make it and a lot of people would die to be in our position. So it's a super important and a super fun time right now for us.
Our next question will go to Audrey Dahlgren.
Mardrekia, what are some of the tangible things that you feel your team has in order to make a solid run in the big dance?
Well, you know, just the unity. We care about each other, and I think that's an important aspect to bring on the court. That and our ability to score. I think we can score. We have people that can score at multiple positions, and our ability to run the floor. A lot of teams, you know, they struggle with us in transition when we're out there. Like you hear them breathing hard or like trying to slow you down. So I think, you know, keeping up our transition, getting our teammates involved in the right places. We share the ball really well. Probably this is the best we've shared it since I've been in college. So we just have to continue to share the ball and run the floor and, you know, make people pay on both ends of the floor.
What do you think too about facing Iowa State initially when you see that?
I'm super excited. I know they have some really good players on their team. Ashley is one. She's an incredible player. I actually seen them play Iowa like earlier in the season, and they're a great team. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I'm super excited about that game.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Eli.
Hey, Mardrekia, Susie's talked about it a little bit with you've been kind of playing through some injuries and as you kind of have throughout your career. I mean, how are you kind of feeling right now as you get ready to head down to Texas?
Well, I'm super excited. I mean, I always let my adrenaline take over. I really don't worry about my little nicks and knacks, pains that I suffer throughout the season because I feel like it will bring me down mentally. I just like to live in the moment, do what I can whenever I can, and play through it. Because, I mean, a lot of people, like I said, would die to be in my position. So why not take full control of it while it's here? Sorry.
Thanks, Mardrekia.
Go back to Brian Calloway.
Mardrekia, what is, I guess, the message that you, as one of the, I think there's only 5 of you guys that have actually played in the NCAA tournament this experience?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? You cut out.
What's the message that you were going to try to stress, considering you're one of, I think, 5 players that have played in the tournament before?
The message that I'll send is that, you know, this opportunity only comes around in this time of year. And if you want to be one of the teams that's a part of this time of year, 64 teams, then you have to make it pay. You have to work hard in the off season and during the season to make it count. It's a tough time because anybody can beat you. These are the top 64 teams, 64 teams in the tournament. So you got to bring everything you got. Is win or go home.
All right, we'll have 2 more questions here. We'll start with Audrey Dahlgren.
Coach Merchant would maybe know more about this, and I don't know if she'll bring this up or how the conversations have been in regards to this, but the last time Michigan State played Iowa State in the tournament setting such as this for you guys was 2009 in the Sweet 16 and lost by 1 point to Iowa State.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's mentioned that yet, or if you've had a chance to talk to her about, well, probably not because you just found out who you're playing.
Yeah.
But when you hear that kind of thing, to know that, this is a team that back in 2009, you guys faced them and that all played out. What do you think when you hear that, or just hear the history of it?
Wow, that ruffled my feathers a little bit that they lost by 1 point. I mean, I just try not to feel any pressure for myself or my teammates, but we don't want to be the team on the other side of that 1 point loss this year. We want to be on the winning side. So I'm pretty sure she's going to share that. That's knowing her, that's going to be one of the main things, or would have been the first thing she said when she seen Iowa State pop up there. Like I said, they're a great team, but we're a great team too. So the best man will win.
Yeah, thank you.
And our last question here comes from Rico Cooney.
Hey, Mardrekia, congratulations. Hey, talk a little bit about the message that Susie talked about, I guess, from like the midpoint of the season going on, about you guys appreciating the situation we're in and appreciating the idea that you actually get to play, even though, COVID-19 was running rampant. Just talk about, I guess, buying into that as a team and that driving your season.
Well, if you know Susie, she's a very passionate woman. And like some of the main things she preached to us about in the midpoint of the season, like we had the saying February fight, this is a month of fight where we got to get down. We know everybody is tired right now. You're at the peak of the season, at the end of the season. And some teams had games to make up. So it was just a point to where we couldn't get tired and we couldn't make excuses for ourselves. So that's when she bought in the February fight. She also talked about a lot about like people, when people come in the gym and they say, oh, I have to go to practice or I have to do this. She wanted us to change our mentality to we get to do this. We get to play basketball. We get another shot at this because, you never know. Like I've had days where like last year, I never knew that I was going to tear my Achilles, the day before a game. So like just changing my mentality to I get to do something definitely made it easier to go out there and give everything you got, because you have to think about the opportunity being taken away from you just as easily as it's given to you.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for you tonight, Mardrekia. Appreciate your time. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.